What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Let Us Pray. Hope you're having a blessed and prosperous day, man. This is a little video, my thoughts on the Cowboys hire of new head coach Mike McCarthy. What are my thoughts? What are my impressions of the new hire? First off, Jason Garrett should have been fired a long time ago. Let's just get that out the way. He's underachieved as a coach with as much talent as the Cowboys have had over the past 5 years, or however long he's been there, 7 years. He's underachieved as a head coach. I don't know how he was the coach this long. We know Cowboy fans, most of them are kind of delusional. They think they're going to the Super Bowl every year. So if they're getting let down season after season after season after season, I don't understand how he remained the coach. Only God knows, and only Jerry Jones knows. That being said, Jason Garrett is no longer the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys not only have moved on from Jason Garrett, but they have hired Mike McCarthy, former Green Bay Packer coach, former Super Bowl winning coach Mike McCarthy. Led Aaron Rodgers and the Packers to a Super Bowl ring. So what are my thoughts of Mike McCarthy? He's known to be an offensive, I won't say genius, but a good offensive mind. He's an offensive guy. He's not necessarily going to help you on defense. That somewhat troubles me. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think the Cowboys' woes are on offense. I think their woes are on defense. The defense can't seem to stop anyone. At some point in the season, something happens. Cowboys just stop playing defense. Dak Prescott probably had the best year that he's had in his whole career this year. Offense was never a problem. It's their defense. So depending on who Mike McCarthy brings in as a defensive coordinator, I don't see the defense necessarily getting better, which is a problem. But don't get me wrong, it's not like the Cowboys don't have talent on defense. Whatever coaching they're receiving on defense isn't helping them become better. They actually were a great defense last season. For most of the season, they were a really good defense, and then I don't know what happened. The wheels fell off. They got Byron Jones, who's, he looks the part anyway as a shutdown corner. We got Leighton Vander Esch, who was injured a lot this season. Jalen Smith, who really broke out last season. DeMarcus Lawrence, who was an all-pro. They got all these guys who are big-name guys. I think a Woozier or something like that. Some guys who are big-name guys. But when it comes down to actually playing these games, what's on paper doesn't translate to the field. So can Mike McCarthy fix that? That remains to be seen. I don't think offense is going to be a problem. They got the best offensive line in football. Everybody knows that. They got Ezekiel Elliott, as long as he stays out of trouble, as long as he stays away from the Mardi Gras, as long as he stays away from the weed, like Stephen A said, stay away from the weed, Ezekiel. Stay out of the bar, stay away from the club, stay away from the girls. I mean, you ain't got to stay away from the girls, but stay away from the girls that tell you no, okay? Ezekiel, I'm sure there's plenty of girls out there that wouldn't mind having an encounter with you, brother. Just stay away from the ones that say no. Keep it pushing. As long as Ezekiel is there, honestly, if Ezekiel isn't there, they got Tony Pollard. He's proven that he can make some plays. Honestly, I think you can get a running back off their free agent scrap heap, and he can probably get you 100 yards with that offensive line of the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott is a special guy, though. I mean, he got that burst. He can break those tackles. He's a dual threat. He can run and catch the ball. He's one of the best running backs in the league, hands down. But that offensive line is just monstrous. They got Amari Cooper. What are they going to do with him? They got Michael Gallup, Jason Witten. Old man Witten came back. Who else they got out there? Of course, they got Dak Prescott. Dak took some leaps early in the year. It looked like he was having a MVP type season, and then he kind of tapered off a bit. So what's Dak going to do? Is he going to continue his success that he had? Or is he taking a step back from what he did this season? Remains to be seen. Mike McCarthy, new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I do think it was a good hire, getting someone who's already proven as a winner. I think it was a good hire not getting a college coach, because there's a lot of expectations. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to being a Dallas Cowboys coach and a Dallas Cowboys player. Honestly, nothing but a Super Bowl is going to make that fan base happy. So you can't have someone in there who can't take pressure. Can't have someone in there who's never been in the playoffs, doesn't know how to coach a playoff game. Can't have someone in there who's never coached a superstar. He's coached Aaron Rodgers before it, so that gives him a great perspective how to handle guys like Ezekiel Elliott and up-and-coming guys like Dak Prescott. And remains to be seen if they're going to keep Amari Cooper. But I hear Amari Cooper is kind of soured a little bit on some of the Cowboy fans and personnel, just because his attitude, his mindset, kind of wasn't where they want him to be. Some of those last month or so of the season, taking plays off, sitting out when they really need him in there, and he's not in there making plays. Michael Gallup is in there making the plays, and Cooper's on the sideline.